All right, so we've got some division now to look at. We are going to start right in with dividing by 2 digits. So we're going to go ahead and do 43 and it's 7,384. Okay, so the algorithm, which is the way that most of us grew up learning, it can be a little confusing for kids. And so the way I'm going to show you is a little bit different than what we're used to, but it makes a lot more sense to kids. So here we go. So just like multiplication, we're going to use place value to help us out. So we can figure out by just multiplying what we know. So we know that 43 times a simple number like 100. 43 times 100 is going to give us something that's less than 7,384. So we're going to go ahead and say 43 times 100 equals 4,300. Then we'll go ahead and we will subtract, and we'll get 4,803. So we know we can only get 100 out of there. Okay, then we want to decide what other numbers we know. So we could easily do 43 times 10, but we would take 430 away from this a lot before we got to 0. So we know that 43 times 10 is 430. So it stands to reason that 43 times 20 would be 860. Well, that's a little bit bigger number, so let's try that. So we're going to do 43 times 20 is 860. Ignore that. Making sure that our numbers all line up along the right side. Okay, so I'm going to put out to the side here. This is 43 times 20, and this one was 43 times 100. Then we go ahead and subtract 4, 2, and 30 minus 8 is 22. Okay, we still have a lot left. What would happen if we doubled 860? We would get 1720. Now some kids can do this in their head and others cannot. If they can just do up to 20 in their head, that's fine. They can continue to subtract. But some kids are able to easily look at 860 and double that and know that that is 1720. And so we can then take 43 times 40, which is double 860, so we have a 1720, and we can go ahead and subtract that. And 22 minus 17 is 5, so we have 504 left over. And then we can decide, okay, well, how many 43s are going to fit into 504? I know at least 10, because 43 times 10 is 430. 43 times 10. And then I can go ahead and subtract. 50 minus 43 is 7. So I'm left with 74. I cannot get 2 because that would be 86, so I know I can get one more 43 out of there. So stick a little 1 here at the top. And 1 times 43 is 43. (43 times 1 is 43. We can go ahead and subtract, and we get a remainder of 31, making sure that the remainder is less than our divisor. So Our final answer then comes from adding all of these numbers at the top, which is pretty easy to add because they're all multiples of 10. So we have 100 plus 20 is 120, plus 40 is 160, plus 10 is 170, plus 1 is 171, with a remainder of 31. And that's how we can solve that problem. Now, this is a great way for kids to do this, but some of them need it to be a little bit more visual, and that's fine. We have a solution to that too. So we're gonna create it kind of like an array. So we're going to take 43 and we're gonna divide that into our total of 7384. So we're gonna do pretty much the same exact thing, we're just doing it in a different visual way. So we're gonna take 43 times 100 is 4,300. We'll go ahead and subtract that here and get 3,084. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and take 43 times 20, which is 860. 30 minus 8 is 22. And then, like I said, we could do 40 like we did over here, but I want to just show you that it could still be done with just the 20s. So I can just continue with that. And I can go ahead and do another 20, which in the end is going to make up my 40, right? -8 is 6. This would be 11 minus 8, which is not 4, it is 3. Which means this one is a 5. See, even teachers make mistakes. The trick is to learn from them and fix them as you go, if you can. All right, and then the last one, our last two. So we'll do 10, which would be 430, subtract, 10 minus 3 is 7, it's a 4, it's a 0, and this would be the 430. And our last little one, we have room for one more 43 right there, and 74 minus 30, nope, 43 is 31. So then again, we go ahead and add up all of our digits, or all of our numbers here. 100, 20, 40, 60, 71. 171 with a remainder of 31. So 2 different ways to do division that are not the algorithmic way and that are a little bit easier for kids to keep track of. They don't have to do multiplication facts other than their basic facts, and they get to practice their subtraction still, lucky them. And subtraction can be a little tricky for kids still too. So make sure we are practicing that as well. All right, I hope this helps you guys out. We've got multiplication and division on the blog now, and let me know if there's something else you need to see. Thanks, bye.